A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant ruling on Friday, the Supreme Court granted a request from Venezuelan nationals to block their removal from the United States under the Alien Enemies Act. The decision, which passed with a 7-2 majority, highlighted the inadequacies of the Trump administration's handling of the deportation process for these individuals. The court emphasized that the detainees were not given sufficient time or resources to contest their deportations, with the ruling stating, "Under these circumstances, notice roughly 24 hours before removal." Devoid of information about how to exercise due process rights to contest that removal, surely does not pass muster. As a result, the justices have temporarily barred the removal of the men, who the Trump administration claims are affiliated with the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, pending a further decision from a lower federal appellate court. This ruling comes amid a backdrop of heightened tensions regarding immigration policies and national security. President Donald Trump expressed his outrage over the Supreme Court's decision, taking to Truth Social to voice his frustrations. He exclaimed, "The Supreme Court won't allow us to get criminals out of our country." Trump further lamented that the court's ruling was hindering his ability to fulfill his electoral promises, stating, "Sleepy Joe Biden allowed millions of criminal aliens to come into our country without any process. But in order to get them out of our country, we have to go through a long and extended process. This is a bad and dangerous day for America." The Supreme Court's ruling acknowledged the weighty interests of the Venezuelan nationals involved, particularly in light of the government's ongoing claims that it cannot adequately ensure the safe return of individuals like Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was deported erroneously to a prison in El Salvador. However, the justices refrained from making a definitive ruling on the application of the Alien Enemies Act, which the Trump administration invoked in mid-April to facilitate these deportations. The court clarified that their decision was limited to the need for more notice than what was provided on April 18th, and they have granted only temporary relief while the case is sent back to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit. The justices urged lower courts to expedite their handling of cases related to the Alien Enemies Act, balancing the government's national security interests with the constitutional rights of individuals. Dissenting opinions from Justices Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas raised questions about the urgency of the detainees' situation, suggesting that the characterization of the lower court's actions as inaction was misleading. Alito argued that the district court in Texas acted appropriately during the relevant time period. Trump's invocation of the Alien Enemies Act against Tren de Aragua in March framed the gang as a significant threat, declaring that any Venezuelan over the age of 14 linked to the gang would be subject to removal and deemed hostile to the United States. The ongoing legal battles surrounding this issue reflect broader debates about immigration policy and the rights of individuals facing deportation. As the case continues to unfold, it remains to be seen how the appellate courts will navigate the complexities of the Alien Enemies Act and the implications for those affected by the Trump administration's aggressive immigration policies. The Supreme Court's ruling marks a pivotal moment in the ongoing struggle over the balance between national security and due process rights, setting the stage for further legal challenges and potential reforms in immigration law. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.